What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're taking a look at the Newage Leviathan. This is the last of their Seekers. I figured while we have them, we might as well just finish it off, and then we can move on to some other things. Yeah, so obviously this is Thundercracker, and the first thing I want to say is when I did Skywarp, someone on my review had mentioned that their Skywarp was loose like mine, which, spoiler, Thundercracker is too. It's pretty ridiculous. And anyway, the person who commented said that theirs was loose, but they just found that they didn't have the plug in far enough. Like, that is not the case here. Like, I am giving it quite a bit of force. Don't know if you can see my fingernails changing color as I'm pushing on it. It's not going to go in any further. I mean, that is definitely bottoming out on the plastic here. And he is just super loose. So he also comes with this replacement legs for Megatron, which is awesome. It's really well engineered. You fold that out, you unpeg these guys here, which then fold at, you know, a very small portion up here. And then because more of this is now folded down, you can actually fold these up and in, so it kind of looks like that. And then this part here now pulls down, and then that gives you the room to split the legs here on this gray piece, so it's not quite as obvious. And like, those legs look much better for Megatron. Like, I am super impressed with the engineering. It's a very simple tweak, but it definitely looks better than what Megatron has. The problem is, and here we can compare, I've got the metal version of Megatron, and you can just see here how like the hips they're very strange. There's no way around it. They sit weird, they look weird. I would love nothing more than to give him these drastically better hips, except that then I lose these metallic silver thighs here. So I hope Newage releases, I don't know what they'd release that's going to have the silver hips. It's probably going to be a Seeker that I don't really want. But it's so nice. Like, this has to have it. And you can kind of see what he's going to look like here. And maybe this is okay for you, because half of it is just popping this mushroom peg out and then popping the new one in place here. If I can. There we go. I mean, like, the hips are gonna look so much better, but the fact that everything's all shiny and then it goes to flat, it's just, that bothers me a lot. Like, I can't put these much better legs on my toy version of Megatron without the chromed thighs. I guess, worst case scenario, I can take this all apart and give it a shot of silver paint myself, but I'm really hoping that Newage ends up putting out a set of legs like that. So taking a look at Thundercracker here, very nice. The stripe detail looks nice. Bottom is what you'd come to expect thus far. Just a really nice Seeker. So I had said my Skywarp doesn't work with whatever stand, and someone said push harder and it'll work. So I don't quite understand what happened here. So here's Starscream, right? And one of these stands is obviously Skywarp's, one is Thundercracker's, and one is Starscream's. And frankly, at this point, I don't remember which is which. Starscream works fine on that one. He pegs in real good. On this one, he's also fine outside of my movement there. Like, he doesn't really want to tilt there. And he is, last one here, fine on this one. No problems. Skywarp, here's the top one, is loose. And I can push him and he's still loose. Then there's this stand, and I can push it and he's fine. He does work like someone mentioned. And then there's this stand, which I can push and he's loose again. So one of three stands works for Skywarp. All three work for Starscream, which is just, it's super strange. But I can say, having the three of them on one stand like this, I still want Skywarp and Thundercracker to kind of be banking a little more like this, so I'm definitely going to have to thicken up the pegs a little bit here. But this is the way I want to display my Seekers, and you know, having the three of him here like this looks great. Just that it's a little bit frustrating. So let's get Thundercracker to his robot mode, and I'm not going to show the transformation both ways because there's just no point. You can go ahead and check Starscream if you really need to see that. I'm going to go ahead and start by just unclipping the wings and unclipping these little side pieces here. From here, I can go ahead and disconnect the legs. So coming down to the legs, I've actually, well, since you've seen this all before, I'll point out that from my understanding, Newage has released with their cone heads, and I don't have them yet. Whoops, pop that off the ball joint, that's okay. Need to undo that screw a little to make it turn a little bit easier. But anyway, the cone heads supposedly have an extra little panel that folds out to give a better heel spur than you've got going on here. It'd be cool if they ended up releasing something that would work for the Seekers as well. So I'm looking forward to see how that works on the cone heads, which I should have relatively soon. Go ahead and rotate this other one. It's always the worst. To me, it's the worst part to do this because it really does need to be loosened up just a little to really work correctly. We'll fold that all down, and we'll fold this. And there we go. We got the legs. We're going to come up to this part. We're going to do what we can to open this up, which is not cooperating. There we go. Now we got it to open. We'll take the head, we'll flip it around here, like so. I'm going to come to the arms and get them to fold on out of this guy and up. Go ahead and close that. Fold it around and up. Close it. Bring the nose cone on through. Now making sure we don't bring anything back through here. Go ahead and rotate the chest panel out like so. Take the nose cone, fold it in place, and this is the first time I've transformed this guy, so things are a little bit stiffer than you know, the other ones, because I messed with them once or twice before I reviewed it, but I've transformed this mold enough times at this point that I just didn't feel like that was really all that necessary. He says as he can't get the nose cone to fall into place. What is going on? There we go. Clip it. Bring the arms around and make sure our elbow is facing the right direction. Arms around, elbow in the right direction. Intakes curve forward if that is what pleases you. Close this a little bit up. Bring this all the way up, peg it in place. Close these and adjust the little armatures downwards like that to get the wings in the right position. And there we go. We've got Thundercracker in his robot mode. So we'll go ahead and give him his null raise. And he is as good as you would expect him to be at this point, being that he is the same as the other two. Now the one thing about him, I like his head sculpt a lot. Like, that's really what I wanted to see on Skywarp. The fact that he has that open mouth look, I just don't like that. I really think that this more stoic look works better with like two stoic looks, one on Thundercracker, one on Skywarp, and then like the more, you know, smirky look on Starscream, and I'm happy. So now we'll fight with getting him to stand just a minute because, you know, we need those heel spurs. I could totally see them coming out with a little accessory that fits into the foot of all these guys. I mean, because there is a peg hole here So it'd be real easy to make just 3 little platforms, you know, that come in a few of the other seekers or something like that they're doing to give these guys the ability to stand. But here's the whole crew together, and I think they just look fantastic. They're exactly what the seekers need to look like on a shelf. And of course, we'll bring in Megatron. So yeah, that is Thundercracker, who finishes off our seekers, and he's awesome, as I expected him to be. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.